So I'm going to be taking a look at the apply along axes function in the Numpy library. So if you take a look at the syntax, the function has the first parameter is a function, the second parameter is the axis, and the third is the array. And if you want to pass in any additional arguments, those would be the args and the corgs, which we will take a look at. So the array is what you pass in, obviously as the array, and the axis is which axis of that array do you want to slice that array and apply that function to. So to clarify that, I'm going to take a look at this example here. So in here, we're using the apply along axis function, and we're passing in this self.feedForward function as the function that would be applied to the data once we slice it along the axis 1. And the data that we're passing in is this array here. So when we say slicing it along the axis 1, what we're actually doing is, so if you're going across an array, that will be the axis 1. If you're going down the array, that will be the axis 0. So because we're slicing it along the axis 1, we're passing in -2 and -1 for the first time we run this feedForward function. So the first data this feedForward function is going to get is the -2 and -1, and because we're applying it to the whole data array, we're going to do that for every single slice along the one axis. So we're going to get this 4 times. If you actually passed in 0, then we would be passing -2, 25, 17, -15 for the first time as the data to this function, and the second time we pass in -1, 6, 4, and -6 to this function, and we'd only do it twice. But because we're doing it across the axis 1, we're going to be doing it 4 times, and we're passing in these pairs of values. And if you take a look at the feedForward function, it's taking in this parameter x, and it's what it's doing is it's accessing the 0th and the first element of the x array, and it's doing something with it, and it's returning a value which is then going to be assigned to this y preets variable. And that's all to it, the apply along axis function in Numpy library. So one thing I forgot to mention is the function would return a Bundy array that would look something like this, and that return value would be the result of passing in these pairs of values every time to the function, and every time the function returns something, that would be the first, second, and third, and so on. So we pass in the an array like this, and we get back a 1D array, and that's what we're doing here. We're actually comparing this 1D array with the array that was returned to us from here.